Hi guys, I'm going to talk you through some yoga moves for helping to prevent sciatic pain and also for helping to ease the symptoms if you are suffering from sciatic pain. I'm going to start off showing you the prevention exercises. So the first one really is just lying face down. Some of the things that you should avoid doing when you have got sciatica is deep forward folds, forward bends, any deep forward flexion. Extension works really useful when you have got sciatic pain to help prevent it as well. So we're going to start just with some gentle extension work. This is just for strengthening the muscles. We'll start with a double leg lift. We're going to have the feet about hip width apart, keeping the tailbone tucking underneath. So imagine you're pushing your pubis bone down into the floor and you're bracing gently into your abdominals to give the back a little bit of support. Arms are going to stay on the ground initially. Feet are about the width as if you're holding a large football. We take a breath in, and as we breathe out, we're going to slowly draw both legs up and just reach them away. And you're going to hold this as long as you comfortably can. So if you can hold it for 10 seconds or 20 seconds or 30 seconds, hold it to the point where you generally feel that you're tiring the muscles. And then as you breathe out, you can relax down. Okay, now the next level is to do back extension, lifting the front of the body up. So we're going to do the same again, tuck the tailbone underneath, take a breath in, exhale, and we draw the head, chest and shoulders. Now we're trying to keep the neck neutral, so don't try and lift the head up here. Keep the focus slightly down in front. Hold it and breathe. Feet stay on the floor if possible to begin with. Again, hold it as long as you can, and then we're going to relax and drop. And just take a couple of breaths. Now if you're comfortable with those two movements, we can combine the two together. So we're going to come into Locust Pose. So we take a deep breath in. Exhale, draw the legs and the upper body up, reaching the fingers back, so we're rolling the shoulders away from the neck. We're keeping that neutral neck position, and we're just extending and lengthening back. And you're just going to hold it and breathe to the point of fatigue, where you feel that your muscles are generally tired, or you're starting to lose form, and then you exhale and you relax down. So that's all work that's going to help to strengthen muscles. We're going to do some little extension works now for stretching. So we're going to basically come into Cobra. Hands come forwards, lifting up onto your elbows, lift the chest away from the belly. This is a kind of easy modified version. Tailbone is still tucking under, so we're still trying to keep that posterior tilt through the pelvis. Now if you're quite supple in your back, we can come in a bit higher. So we bring the hands in, draw the shoulders back, squeeze the elbows together, tailbone tucks, exhale, lift. Soft elbows, nice long neck. Hold it and breathe. If you can, holding it for at least 15, maybe 20 seconds. Feeling that your shoulder blades are drawing down towards the back of the rib cage. Your shoulders are moving away from your ears. Your chest is moving away from your belly. And then as you breathe out, we come slowly back down. And just rest, just let your body soften. Okay, let your arms drop. Okay, now coming back up, we're just going to do a little simple twist from here. So we come up to a seated position. You can sit with your legs stretched out in front and just give them a little bit of a shake. Let them just soften. Now feel that you're sitting tall, so we don't want to feel that we're rounded and so on. We want to really feel that we're extending, we're lifting out. Draw one leg in towards you. Give it a little hug. Opposite arm is going to wrap around. So in this case, I've got my left leg and my right arm. My other arm is coming behind me, that's keeping me tall, so I'm not leaning onto it. It's literally there to just encourage me to lengthen up through the spine. And then as you breathe out, you're just going to rotate around. Feeling that the shoulders are level, taking the neck and the head with the movement as well, but just checking that you're not poking the chin away. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can either hug, or you can come over the top and use that as a bit of a lever. There are other ways that you can vary the stretch to make it a little bit more intense, but I'm just showing you the easy versions for today. Okay, and then as you breathe out, we change sides. So draw the leg in, sit tall, arm wraps around, good breath in, exhale, and just open. And just try and let the body relax into the pose. So we don't want to feel that we're tense. We don't want to feel that we clench anything. Okay, a lot of these poses are good generally for any back problems, not just for sciatic pain. Okay, and then slowly release. Right, okay, from here then, so we're going to come into some poses now that are quite good if you're actually in the middle of having some pain from sciatica. These are very gentle poses that you can do. One to start off with is just literally coming down onto your back. Give your legs a little hug, knees come to the chest, and just let the back sink. So you're using the weight of the legs to just encourage a little bit more of the pressure into the lower back. And then you can gently start to circle around. Again, this is great for any kind of lower back pain as well, discomfort, or if you've just overdone it in the garden, or your back's just a little bit tense from sitting around all day. Okay, and then we're going to keep hold of one leg. Let the opposite leg stretch down and away from you. Draw that knee towards the body and just hold it and breathe. Okay, now from here we're going to try and stretch a muscle called the Piriformis muscle out, which can be quite involved in sciatic pain for some people, as sometimes it just runs a little bit too close to the actual sciatic nerve itself, so if it gets inflamed it can directly put pressure onto it. So we start by holding the knee with the right hand, so I've got the right knee with my right hand. My left hand comes across and I grab my shin. I rotate the lower leg around towards me, so I'm bringing the heel roughly over my hip on the opposite side. This is externally rotating the top of the hip and thigh. From here, keep holding onto the knee with this right arm, and I'm going to gently draw across and up towards the body. So I'm kind of bringing it in a diagonal line over and towards the shoulder. Now it's quite a specific movement. You often don't have to go very far to feel this, and you'll feel it kind of in the outer hip and glute. Quite a short position, so you'll perhaps have an inch of movement where you can feel you've got the stretch, and then you can switch it on and off, almost like a switch. Now we don't want to necessarily lengthen this out, so you're not trying to really stretch it. You just want to feel that stretch and then relax, breathing into it. And then relaxing, changing legs, so start by giving the leg a little hug, knee comes in towards you. Hold that for a few moments, great for releasing tension out the hips. Hold the outside of the knee with one hand, reach across, grab the shin with the other hand, and rotate that lower leg towards you. So you're bringing the foot so it's roughly over the hip, and then we bring the whole lot, so the whole leg comes across the body, trying to feel the stretch. Just in this little outer glute area. Hold it and breathe. And just be aware one side might feel particularly tense, the other side might feel a little bit easier. Should be a deep, comfortable stretch, shouldn't be sharp or painful in any way. Okay, and again relax, give the legs a little stretch down, shake them loose. Now a really easy version of doing a back extension when you're in the middle of having a sciatic attack, or if you've got some sciatic pain there already, rather than doing your full cobras, which I showed you a few moments ago, you can just literally do a very gentle extension where you're going to be lying face down. You can fold one arm on top of the other and just literally rest the head on the back of the wrist. And it's a really nice easy pose to do. Let your shoulders drop, feel that your legs are just relaxing away from each other. Even give your hips a little bit of a wiggle from left to right, can feel quite nice across the lower back. Letting the tailbone just tuck slightly down and away. So we're trying to just take some of the pressure and compression out of this lower back area here. We want to feel that we're just allowing that pelvis to curl under and open this up a little bit. And it's just a really lovely pose. And again, you can hold this for up to a minute or so at a time if you feel comfortable doing so. Okay, and then finally a nice one to do is to actually just do a reclined movement using a chair. So I'm just going to bring this chair a little bit closer. Or you can use your sofa, you can just literally lie on the floor and lift your legs up onto the sofa. But we want our lower leg to be resting on the chair, so it's really supported, so our legs can go heavy. Our hips are roughly underneath our knees at this point, so we don't want to be too far away. We want to feel that we've got a nice straight line coming up. Arms can be either hands rest on your belly or let your arms drop to the side, but you should feel straight away that it just takes all the pressure, all the kind of compression, tension out of the lower back. Let your shoulders drop. Start to breathe into your belly, and just as you breathe out, let yourself just sink into the contact that you've got with the chair and the ground. Holding this for up to a few minutes if you want to, if it feels comfortable. It's a really lovely pose for a lot of different reasons, but it also is quite an energising pose. We're slightly inverted, so we're increasing blood flow to the brain, we're increasing oxygen to the brain. Great if you've got tension in the legs, if you've been standing all day, or if your ankles are a bit puffy. Just a really nice relaxation pose to do, but very good for, again, releasing any kind of discomfort from the back, whether that's just muscular pain or whether that's sciatic pain. And you can just use this as your relaxation and just let your body sink and get heavy against the floor. So that's just a few ideas for people suffering from sciatica or who maybe have suffered from it and don't want it to reoccur. As always, do be careful. If you find any of the poses make you worse, then obviously stop, don't do them. And always consult with a professional, make sure that you know exactly the diagnosis as what is causing your back pain. Don't always assume you know what it is. But I hope this helps. Thanks, guys.